Thanks to Donald Trump, the American enemy influence. No, not the good kinds. It's more likely a five alarm foreign burning everything down. Just another day in Trump America. If there's one thing he understands, it's that to win over the public, you need a memorable catchphrase, even if everything else is falling apart.
We're the hottest country anywhere in the world.
Our country is the hottest in the world right now. And now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world.
For someone who denies climate change while getting the EPA, it all check out. The more Trump brags about how incredible the economy is or how hard the country is doing, the less believable it becomes. You know what genuinely successful people do not do consistently remind you how successfully they are, and let not even get started on the point about genes. Donald Trump wants us to believe we are living in golden age of America, but the data paints a very different picture.
The July jobs report you see right next to me, this just came out moments ago, and it's weaker than expected. You have just 73,000 jobs added last month. But more concerning, the numbers for the previous 2 months have just been revised down by more than 200,000. So this is not encouraging economic information.
No surprise there. Who would have guessed that launching a chaotic tariff policy driven by Trump's ambition to strong arm half the globe into negotiation might backfire? I can only imagine how the false at Fox Business reacted to that one.
The NASDAQ down about 200 going. 73,000 jobs. 73,000 jobs created in the month of July. Number just coming out.
And that's total.
Wow, wow, wow. I have not seen people this devastated by data since Matt Geddes wandered into a karaoke bar with an 18 and over age limit. And in case you are wondering what Matt bells out on the mic, he is flexible. Sometimes it's never young, sometimes 15, and occasionally something from his own his functional album. I was accused of paying underage girls, but that does not mean we cannot party. Anyway, back to reality. The official stats are in, and they are painting a grim picture. Trump economic policies are wrecking the labor market. The data is about a subtle at Don Jr.'s especially glistening chest. So now what? Will the administration raises its entire economic approach? Will they bring in near economists to figure out where they went wrong? Or will they do the unthinkable, adopted a forward thinking strategy like modern monetary theory, using government spending to drive demand and growth? What path will they take? Stay tuned or brace for impact.
We want to get to some breaking news just into us right now. The same day as those dismal jobs numbers came out, Donald Trump is firing the Commissioner of Labor Statistics.
We're doing so well. I believe the numbers were phony, just like they were before the election. And there were other times. So you know what I did? I fired her. And you know what? I did the right thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. What better way to show professionalism than by essentially saying, me no like numbers, math person, go bye bye, it's surreal. After causing economic mess, Donald Trump's response is to fire the person who pointed it out, the one who did the actual math. That's like flunking algebra and blending your pencil. Even some of Trump's most loyal supporters are starting to realize just how unhinged this move is.
We had a bad print on jobs. I did not agree on whacking the commissioner. I don't like that. Whacking statisticians makes no sense whatsoever. You don't shoot the messenger. They used to do that in ancient Rome. Bad news, they kill the guy off the horse. You don't need to do that now. It doesn't matter. This is a job where you just print data.
Wow, Trump's probably not to found of Kevin O'Leary anymore. He's gonna from Mr. Wonderful to Mr. Tells the Truth. Now the big question is who's going to fill this suddenly empty position?
We're working on more information to see who might replace her. Unclear who that replacement and who the next person will be in this job with the Department of Labor and who will oversee these labor statistics.
Let's see. Trump needs a woman he approves of, someone who will say exactly what he wants to hear and, if necessary, mislead the American people to make a mysterious situation look like a success. Yeah, that's a tricky one. Americans are watching the economy spiral. Stocks are crashing, the dollars are slipping, and our trade agreements are a mess. Or as the administration private to spin it.
The fact is, the European Union is the monster deal.
What we are watching is President Trump rebuilding the greatest economy in the history of the world and simultaneously proving the so-called economic experts wrong at every turn.
It's just watching the boss. I mean, I'm almost getting tired of winning, but I don't think he ever will, okay? But as I watch him, he's like a maestro. He wasn't doing a Japanese deal. He was doing a synergistic whole deal with the rest of the world. This is just one part of that chess.
Yes, if there's one thing people have picked up on, it's Donald Trump's supposed 4D chess strategy. Can we finally drop the illusion that he has some brilliant economist plan that's about to deliver huge victories on magically revive American manufacturing? It's just not happening. There's no reality where iPhones start rolling off assembly lines in the middle of the Midwest. Because if they were, instead of costing around $1,000, your iPhone would be $3,500. And by any maths, that's a lot more. All those billions in tariffs revenue we are supposed to be cheering about. That's just a tax on us and on the consumer. Companies are not eating those costs. We are. And if you are thinking, I have not noted any new taxes. Just give it time.
The reason this takes time to happen is that suppliers have contracts with manufacturers. Manufacturers have contracts with retailers. They can't simply go ahead and just increase prices suddenly because they are locked into existing contracts. But as these contracts start rolling over, they'll be able to start increasing prices. The Yale Budget Lab actually calculated that consumers are going to pay anywhere from around $2,000 more per year, $2,000 more per year, to around $4,000 more per year for all the items that they are buying.
Thanks to Trump, so-called genius trade deals, the cost of everyday good is about to climb. But don't worry, President Trump understands our struggle. And if we are feeling the financial squeeze, surely our fearless leader is sharing in the burden too, right?
We are proud to announce that the construction of the new White House ballroom will begin. President Trump and other donors have generously committed to donating the funds necessary to build this approximately $200 million structure.
Of course, he is busy building a ballroom because when you are asking Americans to tighten their belts while splurging on totally unnecessary, extravagant renovation, you obviously need a special room just for your ego. And all those so-called fiscal conservatives who constantly claim to put taxpayer first, no here to be found. Yesterday, Senator Chris Murphy introduced an amendment to the annual defense spending bill that stated the following. Hey, you know that Qatar jet that's going to cost American taxpayer $1 billion to retrofit, even though the current Air Force One was fine and Boeing already has a replacement in the pipeline. What if Congress simply stated in writing that Trump cannot walk off with it when his second term ends? Which, let's be honest, sounds exactly like something he had tried to do. Well, every single Republican voted against that amendment. Senator Mark Vanney, even went so far as to say the president has never explicitly stated he putting it in his library. He mentioned it once as a joke. All right, then let's take a closer look at Chat's so-called joke, shall we?
I don't get it. Someday it'll be like Ronald Reagan. They decommission them. You know, they get to a certain age, they decommission them. It'll go to my library.
I stand corrected. One second thought, maybe, just maybe, the truth is that Donald Trump, his administration, and the army of sycophantic Republicans scrambling for his approval do not actually care about anyone who is not wealthy. When food assistance is slash medicine is gutted, rural hospital shutdown, and the cost of basic goods like iPhone skyrockets. It's every American who suffer, not the rich. This president is detached from reality. Real people are paying the price for his pots, cold disregard for the working class, and all he can offer in response is
We're the hottest country anywhere in the world.